We're taught that a woman's emotions are more important than facts. If a woman wants to play head games, you're not allowed to leave. If you leave before she's done treating you completely like shit the way that she wants to, then she'll go to her friends and family and have them help. You get to see how it's not just women who don't admit when they're wrong. I mean, even Chris, sure, he means well. Sure, he's nice. But he doesn't listen for shit. He only hears what he wants to. He's too busy mulling around his own opinions to listen to what's going on. He's too busy trying to talk about these other people that he knows and push me to other people, and everyone does that. When a woman wants help, we're expected to drop everything for her right then and there. Expected to. Why did most of the women who threw tantrums at me throw those tantrums? Because they didn't get what they wanted right when they wanted, after literally months and months and months and months of not keeping their word. But then I'm a bad person because I spoke up, aren't I? I'm a bad person because Miss Peaches, aka Kayla Trujillo, doesn't like the fact that I told the truth about her or her situation. She certainly doesn't like the fact that I recorded it, because she admitted to being a drug dealer. Now, Chris, as always, just like everybody does, when you're a male, they just want to change the subject and tell you to think something different. Oh, you need to think like this, and you need to think like that. You need to believe how I say you need to believe. Oh, well, you must be taking it wrong. You must be taking it wrong. You must not know what the fuck is going on because you're retarded. That's how men are treated. Male victims, we can't even try to get help because we gotta listen to a bunch of selfish women talking about how they are owed because some men do bad shit. Well, all women in America, all women are taught to victimize men. There is not a woman in America who has not been taught that. Yes, it is taught in schools. No, it's not a course curriculum. It's a fact of fucking life. If you go to school dressed like a $2 fucking whore, keep in mind, you're there to get an education, not an education in how to be a whore. If your teacher tells you you need to go home and change your fucking clothes because you're not dressed appropriately, keep in mind that boys get sent home from school for the same shit. And do you make a big deal? No. It's sexist to tell your daughter that she can't dress like a fucking whore in school. If your son dresses like a whore, is he going to school? Why are you letting your 13-year-olds go to school in a bright yellow fucking tube top? Now, whether you are a trans person or not, it's still not appropriate. If a guy was walking through school in a bright yellow fucking tube top, it would not be any more appropriate. However, we've got special rights groups. So, of course, anybody who wants to wear a yellow tube top, who is a male, can just say, oh, well, I identify as a female. You're being racist against me. You're being sexist against me. You're being prejudiced against me. No, that's not prejudice. You want special fucking treatment, bitch. That's prejudice. We have taught every single woman in America that men don't matter. That his job is to bust his ass, provide for her. That's what we're supposed to do. Well, what the fuck is she providing? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. So why the fuck waste our time? Now what's this got to do with Chris? Well, this whole time, Chris has been pushing a whole bunch of stuff, not listening to what the fuck I'm saying. It's obvious. Even last night, he wasn't hearing a word that I had to fucking say. He was on fucking crack about that goddamn housing bullshit. Again. Yes, I need housing. Absolutely. There is no doubt about that. There is no fucking argument there. Don't try to make it an argument, because it's not. Well, that ain't working out too good. People's idea of help when you're a male is to talk over you and tell you how to think and how to feel. At no point in time are you allowed to speak. Chris doesn't give a holy fuck about me. He's a nice person. But nice doesn't mean good. We've all known used car salesmen. And they don't have to sell used cars. They just have to have that mentality, which most Americans do hold that mentality. People don't matter, only money does. Unless it's a woman, then we're expected to drop everything for her at a moment's notice. See, while Veronica Bruce wanted to get drunk, instead of being an actual friend, she wanted to get drunk and treat me like shit. That was before Natalie was killed. Did she ever admit to her fuck up? No, she made me post it on the fucking internet. Then she wanted to threaten to call the police, and then she had her fucking husband call and harass me. Well, shit ain't gonna fucking fly. Veronica Bruce isn't the only female piece of shit out there. She's not the only woman who believes that she should get special treatment because she's got tits. She's not the only woman that I know who will hide behind a man when she does something fucked up. We have taught literally every woman in America to do this. This is why women should not be allowed in health care. They should not be allowed in child care. And they should certainly be held accountable. Women in child care are almost 5 times as likely to have sex with a student. 5 times more likely to have sex with a student than a male teacher. What's a female teacher gonna spend? An average of 8 months locked up. The teacher here who had sex with a 14-year-old student spent 6 hours in jail. That's it. 6 hours. Now, instead of Chris talking about how bad things are, well, why don't you fucking do something about it? Instead of using it as an excuse to do nothing. Good intentions don't do shit. If a woman doesn't get her way, she will fucking play victim. This is obvious to most of the population. But then you say you can't do anything about it. You're right, you can't do anything about it because you're too much of a coward. You're too busy talking over the victim, talking down to the victim, treating the victim like shit. We're expected to make our decisions based on her emotions, not based on anything real. In reality, you have fucking bills to pay. In reality, your pretty fucking princess doesn't give a shit. She has wants. When you don't buy her what she wants, she throws a fucking tantrum at you, doesn't she? Good luck finding a woman in America who doesn't act like a 5-year-old when she doesn't get what she wants. Now, Chris, he could have done this entire time something other than pushing housing like it's crack. I'm not going to be able to get into housing without assistance, without someone speaking up. Instead of listening to understand, he's digging for fucking excuses to do jack shit. He doesn't give a fuck about me. The problem with Chris, just like all of the rest of you, is that you are taught that men don't matter. Talking nice at a victim, that's dismissive as fuck because you're still talking over them. Whether you're telling them, hey, you need to move town or I'm going to fucking kill you, or telling them, have you thought about moving? You ever think about moving somewhere else? You're doing the same thing. You're victimizing the victim. You are letting them know that nobody fucking cares. You certainly don't care. Between doing something about it or trying to push them to move elsewhere, you're going to push them to move elsewhere, always, over and over again. You don't take into account my physical disabilities at all. You're going to talk over my physical disabilities and pretend they don't fucking exist. Because that doesn't fit what you want to say, your advice. Oh, Sean, why don't you just get a job? How about fuck you? You never paid me enough to work, but I did it anyway. I never had shit when I worked for a living. Ever. What I got is fucking ripped off and paid trash. And then instead of actually helping the victim, all these people want to do is make story time, talk about themselves. Hey, I got this friend. Fuck your friend. Fuck your friend. You're not being a friend. None of you are ever friends to people like me. We're your pity party. We're the ones who you say, oh, I did this just because I feel sorry for him. Like Chris the other day telling those ladies, oh, I just did that because I feel sorry for him. Well, good. You felt sorry for me enough to buy your balls back. Okay, well, how about growing a pair? See, I didn't help people for your entertainment. I didn't do it for the prestige. I did it because I didn't want people fucking freezing to death. I started recording everything for a fucking reason. Because people are lazy and stupid and selfish. It doesn't matter who you are as a human being. It matters what they were taught. And you were all taught that we're all supposed to drop everything for women at a moment's notice. And if we don't, we're horrible people. Even if she's broken her promises, every fucking one of them, for years. You're the bad guy because you kicked her to the curb. Told her you're fucking done with that shit. How many of these women got a hold of me pretending like they wanted to help, pretending like they cared about the situation with me and Natalie and all this other stuff? But in the end, they only talked about themselves. And then they want to play victim when I speak up about it. Oh, poor me, Sean, how dare you post that on the internet? How dare you make me post it on the internet? How dare you manipulate me by lying to me? How dare you? And how dare you lie to others about me just because you didn't get what you fucking wanted right when you wanted it? You goddamn right I speak up. But you know what? There's a lot of people who did fucked up shit, and you can thank those people for the fact that your numbers end up on the internet. You can thank those people for the fact that I record you now. And I can thank myself for being able to record you now, because you do the same shit that they do. Talk over me. Try to convince me that I'm wrong because I have a dick. Oh, nobody would ever hurt me because I have a dick. I could never be victimized because I have a dick. Nobody could ever harm me because I'm white. I'm a male. I'm white. I'm a male. I must be a millionaire because I'm white and I'm a male. Holy shit. Meanwhile, what Chris gonna do? Anytime I try to talk to him about this situation, he's going to go out of his way to interrupt me over and over again and push housing like it's crack, not hearing a fucking thing that I'm telling him. I don't get to explain shit. I'm too busy getting talked over like a retard. So there's the problem right there. Chris may be nice, but talking at someone like they're a fucking retard isn't actually nice. It's fucking condescending. And all he's gonna do is push housing like a fucking crackhead. Is he gonna help me with that? No. He's looking for an easy way out. Just like anybody else who pretends to fucking care but doesn't. Do I hate any of these people? No, I hate their fucking stupidity. I hate their cowardice. I hate their mental retardation while they treat us like we're the retards. You make zero effort to put yourselves in my shoes, but you expect me to put myself in yours. Well, you're fucking insane. It's hard for me to understand somebody who's completely fucking insane. Meanwhile, Chris is never gonna shut the fuck up. He's lonely, wants a friend. But he wants a friend to pay attention to him. There's a lot of people who talk to him. It's because of where he works. He works at a fucking laundromat. It also has to do with the fact that he's a local. He grew up here. I didn't. I'm having to contend with a bunch of junkies here who grew up together. You will talk over a man's real problems and fucking destroy innocent men's lives because a woman pretends that she's got a problem. The real problem is she's a fucking lazy piece of shit. Men have no rights. We should not be contributing to this society. We should not be contributing. We should not be helping women. We should not be helping them move out of another abusive relationship. She needs to do it herself. She needs to take responsibility for her actions. Oh, but I have kids. Yeah, and you chose that abusive asshole over your kids. You chose drugs over your fucking kids. You don't get to hide behind your kids, bitch. You're an abuser. Now, as far as Chris goes, is he an abuser? I don't know. I don't hang out with him and his kids. We don't go out and do stuff together. See, while I take abuse over women who think that there should be no consequences, they should be allowed to take advantage of whoever they want. It's owed to them because they didn't get Tyson Beckford. Because they didn't get Jason Momoa, that we owe it to them to let them treat us like shit. So you're treating us like shit because you have unrealistic expectations, and you will not find a woman in America who does not have unrealistic expectations because we have taught them to have unrealistic expectations. When women get angry, they do vindictive shit. Look at Vicky Rain. Look at Natalie Bollinger. Look at Alicia Bollinger. Vindictive as fuck. You do what they want, or you're a horrible person. And then there's this, it's never okay to hit a woman. Well, I disagree. If that woman's trying to beat your children to death or trying to drown them in the bathtub, god damn it, you do whatever it fucking takes to rescue those kids. Women are more likely to kill your kids than men. Men and women both stand at 31% of violent deaths. That's right, your mother and father in specific. 31% of violent homicides against children are committed by the mother. 31% of violent homicides against children are committed by the father. That's 62%. That's well over half. Your parents are the most likely people to rape you. They're the most likely people to murder you. And the women are the most likely to get away with it. Male victims don't matter. We don't matter. We need to just shut up, get to the back of the bus, and make sure that we work hard enough to provide for literally everyone in America but ourselves. Well, the median income in America is about $50,000. And there isn't a lot of difference between men and women. The only real difference is that men work 7 hours of overtime more than women on average every week. Someone calling himself Michael Hensley type, maybe if you spend as much time on bettering yourself, and see, this is where we get rid of bitches. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take a screenshot of this. This is a dismissive, by the way, Michael Hensley. So what are we doing with the dismissive bitch? We're getting rid of him. Hide user on this channel. You see how easy that was? Any of you dumb cunts who want to say complaining doesn't do anything, what's your intent in complaining? Are you complaining just to be a whiny little bitch, or are you trying to change things for the better? See, complaining, whining, works for women. Oh, I didn't get what I wanted right when I wanted it. Oh, poor me. Looks like Michael Hensley, one of these trolls. Let's see. Rod75 type, Michael Hensley, you should shut your mouth and stop acting like a baby. I like that one. I do. The thing is, if you don't agree with what another person has to say, you do everything that you can to shut them down and shut them up, to make them feel like they're nothing for trying to get help. Oh, how dare you complain? How dare you speak up? How dare a male have opinion about anything? Meanwhile, there's lots of women whose opinions I post up because I do find their opinions valid. Not everybody out there is an idiot. Not everybody out there expects something for free. Then there's, of course, wasted energy, and a lot of people don't understand that concept. If you spend $960 to travel to California to see somebody who is going to help you when you get there, and they don't help, you're out that time and that money. And if you're disabled, how are you going to recover that money? Oh, you have to go to work. But if you go to work, they take away your money. And if you're not able to keep the job, you have to jump through a bunch of hoops that you don't have the money to jump through anymore. When you're forced into homelessness, your money is, well, it's going to disappear a lot faster than anywhere else. It's not like having a stove in your house. You can drive to your house in your car. You buy your groceries, you carry them into your house, you put them in your fridge, and everything's safe. You can lock your door and things are safe. You can have your computer and stuff in your house and it's safe, or relatively safe, comparatively so with somebody living out here on the streets. And then we get people like that Michael Hensley who wants to come on here and be a troll. There's a lot of those trolls. It's a lot of harassment. And I'm not supposed to have any reaction to this. I'm not supposed to have a reaction to Natalie Bollinger and her friends making my life a living hell for a whole year before she died. I'm not allowed to say anything because then I'm stalking, right? If you speak up about a woman doing harmful shit to you intentionally, then you're a stalker. That's fucking disgusting. Anyway, Michael Hensley typed, or Rod75 typed, Michael Hensley, you should shut your mouth and stop acting like a baby. Now, how many people have typed stuff similar to that to me? Oh, you need to stop acting like a girl. You need to stop acting like a child. Stop acting like a baby. Well, I'm glad that Rod75 gave this asshole a little taste of fair and equal treatment. I don't see this as Rod75 going out of his way just to be a dickhead. I see this as an opportunity to make a point. See, me, I can be as much of a tyrant as anyone else. I wasn't allowed to speak in my court dates. I wasn't allowed to show evidence. I wasn't allowed to turn anything in. Didn't matter how hard I tried, they were just going to pretend I didn't try. Now you notice this is an autocratic dictatorship. I've already decided that Michael Hensley is a fucking douchebag, so he's gone already. Now Rod75 wasn't exactly nice, was he? But I'm not getting rid of him. That's because this is an autocratic dictatorship. Kind of like the court of law. One person is not allowed to speak and the other is. One person is not allowed to turn in evidence, the other is. I was never allowed to face my accusers because I was lied to repeatedly by cops who assumed my guilt from the start. Not one person through any of this has made a single effort to help me to turn in the crimes against me. Every single one of them wants to change the subject. Make excuses to do nothing, or, of course, talk about them nonstop. A lot of people who are like, oh, Sean, I need help, I got kids, I can't do it, I have kids, and I help them. Oh, Sean, if you ever need anything, just let me know. Well, I need you to speak up. Oh, Sean, I don't know how to speak up. What do you mean by speak up? Every woman out there knows exactly what you mean. But speaking up for a woman is different than speaking up for a man. When a man is speaking up, chances are pretty good he's actually being fucking abused by a woman. He's trying to get help from his friends or family stopping that abuse, but they're just going to blow him off because he's a man. Whereas if the woman pretends that she is victimized, people will destroy his life. Chris telling me horror stories, but he's not helping turn them in. Christian telling me horror stories is not helping me turn them in, though, is he? No, instead he shows up and rips me off. Now, between giving him my cans or a few dollars or something so that he'll leave happy, or telling him, no, I'm not allowed to have that boundary with this drug addict, because in his mind, no doesn't mean no. No means push it. Now, yes, this is a guy that I'm talking about. And he has to be severely fucked up on drugs to be like that. Women don't have to be on drugs. They're taught that it's okay. They are taught that it is okay for them to be abusive to men. They are taught by lenient sentences or lack of arrests. Everybody's idea when you're a man is to ignore your disabilities and pretend that you chose to be abused. That's America for you. The more poor a person is and the less good looking the person is, the more likely they are to have to endure this treatment. And I know plenty of women who endure this treatment. As far as Michael Hensley getting on here to be a troll, hey, it happens. Not sure if y'all know this, but I troll my predators. I troll the shit out of them. You want to get onto my channel and be a fucking overwhelming goddamn douchebag? Well, your name and picture might be on my very next video. Maybe you should have thought about that. You could have done the right thing. Instead, you chose to be a fucking stalker. So I speak up about my stalkers. For a whole year before Natalie Bollinger was killed, I spoke up about her and her friends stalking me. I spoke up about Maddie Boa stalking me. I spoke up about Tim Beeson stalking me. I spoke up about people assaulting me. I spoke up. The only place that I could, because my friends wouldn't listen. So I had to post it on Facebook. At least on Facebook, I can be an autocratic dictator, sort of. Because, well, here in America, we don't like censorship. Wait. If it's something a man has to say, we'll censor the shit out of it. Especially if he's disabled, especially if he's broke. Natalie Bollinger was painted as the victim. But she wasn't the victim. Not mine, anyway. She was her dad's victim. Her sister's victim. Tim Beeson's victim. Her mom's victim. She was never my victim. I was hers and theirs. I have been Tim Beeson's victim. I have been Ted Bollinger's victim. I have been Rose M. Kelly's victim. I have been victimized by the courts and by the police because it is assumed that I must be guilty because I have a dick. Rod75, I want to say thank you for sticking up for me here. I wish there were people like you in court. I want to thank you for standing up for my right to be heard. Even if it's only in typing, it's still better than, well, any of my friends. They wanted to type and argue on fucking Facebook, but they never made a single effort to put it in court. Then, of course, they want to call me a liar for being honest, and then throw tantrums when I post up evidence that, yeah, these idiots did, in fact, tell me the things I claim they told me. That those did affect my decisions, and that if those people chose to intentionally lie about those things, then obviously they're not my friends. Obviously they don't care about my safety. They care about arguing. That lady who ripped me off for $20 the other day and fucking wanted to fucking skis at me yesterday, you know, she should have thought about that before being a drug addict, ripping off disabled people. And all these people want to tell me their horror stories, but they never try to turn them in. They've got somebody here who they can turn it in with. We can work together to turn this shit in, but do they? No. My predators work together. The Bollingers work together to make my life a living hell. The fucking tweaker friends of Maddie Boas and Alicia Bollingers and Natalie Bollingers work together to make my life a living hell. Nobody cared if it was true or not. And nobody still cares whether it's true or not. Then we got somebody who I thought I ran off of my channel. She's back today and yesterday. She's typing at me about my situation, but she's another one of those people who could have taken the time to help turn it in. I've spent a lot of money on people who said that they were gonna, but then, of course, they needed this or they needed that. Oh, Sean, I can't take your money. I can help you, but they're about to turn my phone off tomorrow, Sean, and I don't have the money for my phone. Well, I'll send you the money because I need you to make that fucking phone call with me. Now, not 6 months from now, not 6 years from now. Most of my predators got on pretending like they were my friends. Got on pretending like they cared. No, they were entertained. That's it. There's a difference between caring about somebody's well-being and caring about being entertained. You're bored, so you might as well fill the time by talking about yourself to whoever's local, right? Small talk. Neurotypicals love small talk. The problem is small talk. Let me explain it like this. Normal is a box of preconceived notions. Everything else is the truth. Normal is a bunch of assumptions and a bunch of social rules and etiquette that don't do jack shit. Except make the victims victims. Victimize the victims for being victimized. Victimize the victims for coming forward. Meanwhile, we have taught women that they are not to be held accountable for any of their actions. Now, of course, we've got women in prison, so there are women who are held accountable. Most of them are free. The pretty ones, well, how many blowjobs do you think Alicia Bollinger has given to police officers so she could get out of a ticket because she was busted with meth? Speculation. Oh, Sean, how dare you speculate? Oh, how dare you speculate? And then, bitch, that I speculate back. Meanwhile, your actions are what I'm basing this on. Not just your actions, also your words, because your words are an action. It is a choice of action. When you tell me you're going to do something, and then you do something else entirely, or you tell me you understand, and you're not going to do the things that push people to suicide, and then literally the only things you're willing to do are the things that you know will push them to suicide. What you're doing is you are intentionally antagonizing the situation so that you can play victim. If we get frustrated because you're harming us, we are bad people for being frustrated. And you're victims for harming us, apparently. I'm tired of people playing fucking head games with me. I need somebody who actually gives a shit to fucking speak up with me. A lot of you got time to sit here and watch my channel and watch a lot of my videos. You can go through and you can tag some of those videos where the things that I'm talking about actually happened. You can help to go through those videos and find them because I can't do it from my car. I can barely function to speak. And then, of course, there's the pushing housing like crack. Not trying to understand that I had housing. I explained that over and over to Chris. I had housing. Oh, don't live in the past. Hey, stop bringing it up. Stop pushing housing and then telling me to not live in the past. Or anything of that nature. Because it doesn't just stay in the past. When it destroys your fucking credit, that doesn't stay in the past, that affects your future. When you are railroaded in court because you had zero fucking help, that just doesn't affect your past, that affects your future. Everywhere that I go, I'm treated like a fucking schizo junkie. You pieces of shit. Do you speak up? No, you don't. Now, Rod75, I do want to thank you for speaking up this time. It's more important to speak up in real life, though, because in real life, I can't hide user from this channel. In real life, we have to deal with rotten cops, like Jai Rogers. Crooked cops, like, Waylon Lolatai, Scott DaCosta, Deputy Hahn, Deputy Selhorst. And of course, Macrae, man, she was a pain in the ass. We've got Michelle Quinn. She was a sheriff. She beat up her girlfriend. She's sheriff again. She spent less time in jail for beating on her girlfriend than I did for telling on a fucking child molester. I was sent to prison on bogus charges that they had to fucking drop. But it wasn't about that, was it? No, it was about preventing me from turning in the evidence against Scott DaCosta and his deputies. And not one of you speaks up with me. Not one of you tries. I'm thankful that you speak up on my channel, but I need somebody to speak up in real life. I need someone to make these calls with me. I need people to turn in the abuse against me to Adult Protective Services. Because they're not going to listen to me. I need help going through the evidence and getting it sent to where it needs to go. Because I can't do it myself. I don't have the facilities to do it. And I don't have the mental ability to do it when I am in a constant state of panic because I am constantly treated this way. Oh, Sean, you chose this. You chose this. No, I did not choose for people to fucking victimize me. And I don't choose for people to push housing like they're fucking crackheads. Sending me to free services that don't do anything. That's not a free service. It costs me money to go. It costs me time. And when they commit felonies like every single service here has, yeah, the least you can do is put a bullet through my fucking head. A lot of people want to be douchebags to me because Natalie Bollinger wanted her life to end. Because she begged people to kill her. You know what? She'd been attempting suicide since before she met me. 100% of her suicide attempts are over her family. 100% of them. But then you guys pretend that Natalie Bollinger only wanted her life to end because I told on her. You guys won't look at the evidence. There's a lot of people who claimed if I sent it to them, they'd share it. They never did. They never did. Did any of these people ever try to help me get this shit into court? No, they didn't. They all made excuses and let trolls like Michael Hensley on here to be assholes. I shouldn't have to do this on fucking YouTube. I shouldn't have to do this on Facebook. But when a man is being abused like this, there is no end to it. We have one choice. Suicide, and that's it. That's the only choice that we can make. Because you won't allow anything else.